Skol Vikings Nation. What's good, purple and gold faithful? We're just days away from the 2025 NFL season, and the Minnesota Vikings are already stirring up some serious drama in the receiving corps. Our boys are gearing up for a Week 1 showdown against the Chicago Bears, but with injuries and suspensions shaking things up, the question is, who's going to step up for rookie QB J.J. McCarthy? Buckle up, because we've got a blockbuster update. Adam Thielen is back in Minnesota. Let's dive into the latest Vikings news and break down how T.J. Hockenson, Justin Jefferson, and the crew are about to carry the Skol spirit into 2025. Ready for the ride? Let's go. First off, let's talk about our star tight end, T.J. Hockenson, who's ready to be the ultimate safety net for J.J. McCarthy. This dude's been catching passes from big names like Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins, and he's seeing shades of both in our young quarterback. Hockenson told the Minnesota Star-Tribune, "JJ is a lot like Staff and a little like Kirk, just depends on the routes and what we're doing." That's huge, Vikings fans. It means McCarthy's got that playmaking spark like Stafford, with a touch of Cousins' precision. What do you think? Can JJ channel these vets and light up the field? With Jordan Addison sidelined for the first 3 games due to a suspension and Rondale Moore out for the season, Hockenson's role is about to be massive. The man prides himself on being one of the NFL's top route-running tight ends, saying, "I create separation, and that's what I do on Sundays." Last year, he hauled in 41 catches for 455 yards in just 10 games. And now, fully healthy after a brutal knee injury, he's poised for a monster 2025. Will Hockenson be the key to keeping our offense humming early on? Drop your predictions in the comments. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. Our receiving corps is in a bit of a pickle. Jordan Addison's 3-game suspension for a 2024 DUI citation is a tough blow, and Jalen Nailor's hand injury has him week to week. Plus, Justin Jefferson's been nursing a mild hamstring strain, though Coach Kevin O'Connell says he's on track for Week 1. That's left our depth chart looking thinner than a Minnesota winter. But hold the phone. Vikings GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah just pulled off a massive move, bringing back fan favorite Adam Thielen from the Carolina Panthers. How hyped are you for this reunion? Thielen, our hometown hero from Detroit Lakes, spent 9 seasons with the Vikings, racking up 534 catches, 6,682 yards, and 55 touchdowns. At 35, he's still got gas in the tank, posting 1,004 yards in 2023 with Carolina and 615 yards in 10 games last year. The trade cost us a 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2027 fourth-rounder, but we got a conditional 2026 seventh and a 2027 fifth in return. Thielen even took a pay cut to make it happen, dropping his salary by $2 million to help the cap. Is this the veteran leadership J.J. McCarthy needs? This move is a game-changer, especially with Addison out and Nailor banged up. Thielen's not just a reliable WR2 for the first 3 weeks. He's a mentor who knows Kevin O'Connell's offense inside out. Pair him with Jefferson, and we've got a duo that could give defenses nightmares. But here's the question. Can Thielen, at 35, still be the clutch playmaker we loved in his Vikings prime? Let me know what you think. Hit those comments and let's talk. Alright, let's zoom in on J.J. McCarthy, our rookie QB stepping into the spotlight. The 2024 10th overall pick missed his entire rookie season with a knee injury, making 2025 his first real shot to shine. Some analysts, like those at Daily Norseman, are nervous, pointing out he's the first-round QB since 1967 to miss his rookie year. Others, like author Seth Wickersham, believe he could be a Super Bowl savior. What's your take? Bust or breakout? McCarthy's got an elite supporting cast, with Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hockenson, and now Adam Thielen in the mix. Hockenson's already raving about their chemistry, saying JJ's a playmaker who trusts his receivers to get open. They've been building that bond since the offseason, working out together in Nashville. With Kevin O'Connell, the reigning NFL Coach of the Year, calling the plays, can McCarthy turn this offense into a juggernaut? Let's hear your bold predictions. The pressure's on, but McCarthy doesn't need to be elite right away. Vikings territory says even an okay season from JJ could take us far. thanks to our loaded roster. Think about it. We've got Pro Bowlers like Aaron Jones, Christian Darrisaw, and Jonathan Greenid, plus new additions like Ryan Kelly and Jonathan Allen. But with the NFC North stacked, can our young QB handle the heat? Drop a comment and tell me, Skol or soul crushing? Justin Jefferson, the unquestioned alpha, is still the heartbeat of this offense. The dude's got 7,432 career receiving yards, the most in NFL history for a player's first 5 seasons. Last year, he posted 103 catches for 1,533 yards and 10 touchdowns per Fantasy Pros. Even with a mild hamstring strain slowing him down in camp, he's expected to suit up Week 1 against the Bears. How excited are you to see Jettas back in action? With Addison suspended and Naylor questionable, Jefferson's target share could be astronomical early on. Pro Football Network says he's a favorite to be the WR1 in fantasy football, and he's proven quarterback-proof, thriving with Cousins, Darnold, and even Joshua Dobbs. Will McCarthy unlock a new level of Jefferson's game with his dual-threat ability? Imagine a 97-yard TD bomb like we saw last year. What's the craziest play you want to see from Jettas? The big question is how Jefferson handles the pressure of being the focal point while the receiving core gets healthy. O'Connell's offense is built around him, and with Hockenson and Thielen stepping up, he's got help. But if that hamstring lingers, could it derail our early season hopes? Vikings fans, let's get loud in the comments. What's your confidence level in Jefferson dominating Week 1? Let's talk about Jordan Addison's suspension because it's a tough pill to swallow. Our 2023 first-round pick will miss the first 3 games due to a 2024 DUI citation, per ESPN. He pleaded guilty to a lesser charge, but the NFL still dropped the hammer. Addison was coming off a strong 2024, with 49 catches for 644 yards and 8 TDs in his final 10 games. How much will his absence hurt us? While Addison's out, Thielen and Naylor, if healthy, will try to fill the WR2 void. Zone coverage notes that Addison and McCarthy showed serious chemistry in camp, hooking up for 33 yards in the first preseason game. That connection's on hold until Week 4 against Pittsburgh. But can our offense stay explosive without him? What's your take? Will we miss Addison's speed? The silver lining? This could be a breakout moment for others. Hockenson, Jefferson, and Thielen are ready to eat. And rookie Ty Felton might get some looks. Vikings.com says Felton had a record-setting 96 catches at Maryland, so he's no slouch. Who do you think steps up biggest in Addison's absence? Hit the comments and let's debate. Adam Thielen's return is straight-up poetic. Vikings Nation. The guy who went from undrafted out of Minnesota State to a 2-time Pro Bowler is back where he belongs. SI.com reports we traded a 2026 fifth and a 2027 fourth to Carolina, getting a conditional 2026 seventh and a 2027 fifth back. Thielen's 75% catch rate and 100-plus QB rating when targeted make him a perfect fit. Are you pulling out your old number 19 jersey yet? Thielen's not just a feel-good story. He's a lifeline with our receiver room banged up. CBS Sports says he's a reliable WR2 while Addison's out, and his reworked contract saves us $2 million in cap space. At 35, he's still got it, with 500 yards and 4 TDs in his final 7 games of 2024. Can Thielen and Jefferson recreate the magic of the old 3-deep days with Chris Carter and Randy Moss? The best part? Thielen wanted to come home. NFL Network reports he was adamant about returning to Minnesota, even volunteering to take a pay cut. That's the kind of heart we love in Vikings Nation. How big of an impact will Thielen's leadership have on McCarthy and the young guys? Drop your thoughts below. TJ Hockenson's ready to be a game changer, and he's got the resume to back it up. The former first-round pick caught 41 passes in 10 games last year, despite coming off a torn ACL and MCL. NFL.com says he's feeling faster and more comfortable than ever, ready to hit the ground running in 2025. Is Hockenson your pick for a breakout season? His chemistry with McCarthy is already clicking. Hockenson called JJ my dog at tight end university, praising his hunger to be great. Zone coverage says they worked out together in Nashville, building trust that'll pay off when plays break down. With McCarthy's ability to extend plays, Can Hockenson become a top 5 tight end this year? Let's hear your takes. Hockenson's not just a pass catcher. He's a leader in O'Connell's offense. Vikings.com ranks him and Josh Oliver among the top 10 tight ends in overall offense grades. With Addison out and Jefferson potentially limited, Hockenson could see 7 targets a game early on. What's the ceiling for this guy in 2025? Comment below and let's get this discussion popping. Let's talk about the big picture for our Vikings offense. With McCarthy under center, Jefferson as the alpha, Hockenson as the safety valve, and Thielen back in the fold, we've got weapons galore. Daily Norseman calls this one of the NFL's best defensive ecosystems, with Aaron Jones and Christian Darrisaw rounding out a stacked roster. But can we put it all together? The early season will be a test. ESPN notes our $350 million cash budget is maxed out, so Adolfo Mensa's banking on this group to gel fast. Thielen's experience and Jefferson's dominance give us a fighting chance, but McCarthy's inexperience is the wild card. What's the one thing you want to see from this offense in Week 1? The NFC North is a gauntlet with Green Bay, Detroit, and Chicago all loaded. Vikings territory says injuries to Jefferson or McCarthy could be catastrophic, but our depth is better than ever. Are you feeling optimistic or nervous about our chances in this brutal division? Drop a comment and let's break it down. Jalen Nailor's hand injury is a curveball we didn't need. CBS Sports says he's week to week, with a chance to play Week 1 if he avoids setbacks. Nailor stepped up last year with 28 catches for 414 yards and 6 TDs, but drops have been an issue. Can he lock down the WR3 role once Addison returns? With Thielen stepping in as WR2, Nailor's role might be limited early on. Vikings.com highlights his speed and potential, but he's not a lock to start over rookie Ty Felton or Miles Price. If Nailor's healthy, could he be a sneaky fantasy football pick for those first 3 weeks? What do you think? Starter or bench warmer? The bigger concern is depth. With Rondale Moore out for the year and Nailor questionable, zone coverage says we're relying on improving guys like Felton. Thielen's return helps, but if Nailor's injury lingers, will our depth hold up? Vikings fans, weigh in below. Let's not sleep on Kevin O'Connell, the mastermind behind this offense. The reigning NFL Coach of the Year has a knack for getting the best out of his QBs, from Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold. Pro Football Network calls him a quarterback whisperer, and now he's got McCarthy as his hand-picked franchise guy. How confident are you in KOC's play calling? O'Connell's scheme thrives on versatility, and with Hockenson, Jefferson, and Thielen, he's got the pieces to keep defenses guessing. Vikings.com says his 12 personnel packages with 2 tight ends will be a staple this year. Can O'Connell turn McCarthy into a star right out of the gate? Drop your thoughts. The challenge is the early season chaos. With Addison suspended and injuries piling up, O'Connell's got to scheme around a thin receiver room. ESPN says he's been sharp in camp, designing plays to maximize McCarthy's mobility. What's the one play you want to see KOC dial up in Week 1? Let's talk in the comments. The trade for Adam Thielen isn't just about on-field production. It's about bringing back the soul of Vikings Nation. Vikings.com says Thielen was emotional talking about his return, calling Minnesota home. His 534 catches and 55 TDs with the Vikings rank him among the franchise's all-time greats. How does this reunion make you feel? Thielen's leadership could be huge for McCarthy. SI.com notes they've worked out together the last 2 summers, building a bond that'll help JJ settle in. At 35, Thielen's not the 1,373-yard beast he was in 2018, but his reliability is unmatched. Will his veteran presence be the difference maker for our young roster? Carolina's loss is our gain, but CBS Sports questions their decision to trade Thielen, who was key for Bryce Young's development. For us, it's a low-risk, high-reward move. What's your favorite Thielen memory from his first Vikings stint? Share it below and let's relive the glory. Let's talk fantasy football, because Vikings players are about to dominate your drafts. Justin Jefferson's a no-brainer WR1, with fantasy pros projecting him to challenge for the top spot. Hockenson's a top 8 tight end, per CBS Sports, especially with a potential 7 targets per game early on. Who's your must-have Vikings fantasy pick? Thielen's a sneaky flex option in deeper leagues. Pro Football Network says his 2023 1,000-yard season and strong 2024 finish make him a value pick, especially for the first 3 weeks. Addison's suspension drops him to a WR3, but his keeper league value is sky high. Any Vikings in your fantasy lineup? Let us know. The key is McCarthy's performance. If he struggles, it could cap the ceiling for our pass catchers. But with O'Connell's play calling and this stacked receiving core, Vikings territory thinks we could see big numbers. Who's your sleeper pick for a breakout fantasy season? Drop it in the comments. Week 1 against the Bears is almost here, and the stakes are sky high. ESPN says we're opening at Soldier Field on September 8th, with McCarthy making his NFL debut. Jefferson's expected to play, but Naylor's status is shaky, and Addison's out. Can our offense overpower Chicago's defense? Hockenson and Thielen will be critical early, especially if Jefferson's not 100%. NFL.com says Hockenson's ready for a fast start, and Thielen's familiarity with the system is a huge plus. Brian Flores' defense, led by Harrison Smith and Josh Metellus, could feast on Caleb Williams. What's your score prediction for Week 1? The Bears are no pushovers, but our roster's loaded. Vikings territory says we've got new starters like Jordan Mason and Will Fries to bolster the line. Will this be a statement win to kick off the J.J. McCarthy era? Let's get loud in the comments, Vikings Nation. Alright, Vikings fans, let's wrap this up with a reality check. The NFC North is brutal, and our 9.5 win total, per Purple PTSD, has us third in the division. Injuries to key guys like Jefferson or McCarthy could derail us, but Thielen's return and Hockenson's health give us hope. Are we a playoff team in 2025? McCarthy's the X factor. Daily Norseman compares him to busts like Christian Ponder, but his supporting cast is light years better. With O'Connell's coaching and a deep roster, we've got a shot to surprise the league. What's the one thing that'll make or break our season? Skol Nation, it's time to get hyped. Hit that like button, drop your hottest takes in the comments, and subscribe for more Vikings news. Share this video with your fellow purple and gold fans, and let's pack US Bank Stadium with Skol chants all season long. Until next time, let's ride with JJ, Jettas, and Thielen back home where he belongs. Skol Vikings.